Alrighty, so the Hunter Valley Gardens are privately owned. They are the creation of a couple called Bill and Imelda Roche. Now, throughout the 1970s, they did quite a bit of international travel for business purposes. And they also took some time to visit display gardens. Australia's largest privately owned display garden. Now, of course, to our left-hand side is the Rose Garden, which contains approximately 6,000 roses, 56 different varieties. We'll be lucky enough to have them in bloom for somewhere between 6 and 9 months of the year. And the Sunken Garden is one of the 5 locations that we have here on the property that we put into use for wedding ceremonies. Do somewhere between 150 and 200 of those a year, not only in the Sunken Garden, but also down in the formal garden, right at the top of the waterfall. The rotunda at Lakes Walk, and tree varieties that we have down here at the Sunken Garden. On either side of the bottom of the falls there we've got swamp cypress, also known as the bald cypress because they are deciduous. And right at the top we have the bunya, which is a native to South, which you can see just to our left hand side here has elephants on either side of the gateway. Now the elephants actually hold some symbolism within the Indian culture, so as we come past, you take a look at them and see that the trunks are being held in strength. Now the vine that grows over the top of the entryway to the mosaic garden there is deciduous. As you come past, you'll notice the entryway to the garden itself is round, resembling a moon on the horizon, hence the name. Also has the colour red around the outside, because red does represent good luck within the Chinese culture. Now looking into the garden itself, you'll see the miniature landscape they have created within. Towards the back, the dark coloured rock representing a mountain or an island. In front of that we have topiary, which they refer to as cloud trees in this style of garden. The white pebbles winding through the centre, popular ports of call for some fun photos. As you can see, scattered throughout, some of our best known nursery characters like Wee Willie Winky there on the left hand side. Mary Mary, quite contrary, up under the tree with a watering can. And our lovely little blonde friend here on the right. She doesn't have a name, but we know she's made of sugar and spice and all things nice. Ash, Jacaranda, Weeping Mulberry are just some of the varieties here. So this one opens up beautifully to that winter sunlight. We refer to them as the Brokenback Brumbies. And they are actually named after the mountain range that runs behind us here in the Hunter Valley. The Brokenback Range is home to the Pokolbin State Forest. Now having 4 of the Brumbies is actually significant to us at the gardens because we have 1 Brumbie that commemorates each year of construction. So the first sod was turned here in 1999 and the gardens were officially opened in October of 2003. Now it was quite an extensive construction pathway just on your right. Some of the plant varieties within include juniper and spruce, Japanese maple, Manchurian pear and little gem magnolia. We also have the largest display of Korean velvet grass in the country, and that's what you're seeing on either side of the train. This was actually introduced as a replacement for moss, which is what they would traditionally use, but we don't have the right climate for moss, so the grass came in instead. You can see it does a pretty good job of being moss. It's a very interesting variety of officially into our largest garden on the property. This one is called Lakes Walk. Now, once again, this is part of the irrigation supply here for the gardens. We've got 3 major storage points available to us because we do rely purely on rainfall, which we have not seen a lot of in the last 18 months or so. Now, to be able to capture as much water as we possibly can when it does fall, we have a network of about 30 kilometres of drainage underneath the grounds. And then to allow us to redistribute that water, we've got about 150 kilometres of irrigation pipe. Just about to come into its best time because 80% of the trees down here are deciduous varieties. The yellow-barked and weeping willows, the swamp cypress, Chinese elm, acorn, poplar, liquid amber, Manchurian pear, crepe myrtle, claret ash. It's probably our most romantic garden as well. We've just been past the island back there on the right with the little boardwalk that runs out to it. That was constructed after Bill requested. You can just take a moment to sit and enjoy everything from a different vista. A lot of contrasts on the colours and the textures of the foliage at this time of year as well. And the shrubs on the waterline with the red flower. It's called Roselia. It's also known as coral bush. Now in the back left-hand corner of this pond, you'll be able to see a little stream trickling down there, creating a seamless transition between the grotto and Oriental Gardens. As we get to the other side of the bridge, if you follow the stream back to its source there, at the far end of it you will see a statue. The statue is St. Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of birds and animals. And what he is standing inside of there is referred to as a grotto. Now in Italian, grotto means man-made cave, and that's how they came up with the name for the Italian grotto garden. For today, on behalf of the employees here at the Hunter Valley Gardens, thank you so very much for coming on out to see us. I do hope that you have enjoyed yourself thus far.